So shout out. First of all, I wanted to shout out to Young Mustard. He actually goes to school the University of Houston. Actually, I just found that out not too long ago. But this is what he had to say about Jason Tatum. Um,
It's insane to me
can
the
y'all hear this?
excuses
Yeah.
people make for Jason Tatum. This man has gone out there over the last couple years with some of the best roster construction in the league.
Oh, Jaylen Brown doesn't know that he's a number two. Oh, Marcus Smart is so inefficient. Oh, Joe Mazzulla.
Nigga, Jason Tatum's right there. You can't tell me Kawhi fully healthy with that roster isn't a championship guaranteed. You can't tell me LeBron fully healthy with that roster isn't a championship guaranteed. Kevin Durant with that roster isn't a championship guaranteed at some point. Tatum, either you give him the criticism for not getting the job done, or you just come out right and admit he's not at that level. He's not a number one. When they went to the finals, they win that series if Jason Tatum doesn't get bitched by Andrew fucking Wiggins. Niggas talk about last year.
Oh, Tatum got hurt. He hurt his ankle.
Weren't they down 3-0 before that, right? Tatum isn't that guy. At some point, we gotta come to that conclusion and cut the bullshit, nigga. It's insane to me the
Okay. First of all, don't know why that nigga got animated the way he did, but I'm here for the clicks. I know what he's trying to do. I know he's trying to sell a clip. He's trying to sell a TikTok clip. He did what he had to do. Shout out to them. He's a Chicago Bulls. He's a Chicago Bulls fan. So this is
anything else.
He ain't got no you know what I mean? He ain't got no real dog in the fight for real. But first and foremost, I kind of wanted to like his argument about Jason Tatum just not being that guy for real. Where do you stand on his clip in general? That conversation about Jason Tatum.
So with me, like I have a hierarchy for players, right?
Mhm.
And you have the superstars, a high-end star, low-end star, above average, right? And Jason Tatum, to win a championship, you need to be a superstar, right? To me, Jason Tatum is not a superstar. He's a high-end star who's like really close. Like this is superstar, and he's like tapping, but he's not a superstar, right? So because the players, he said LeBron, KD, Kawhi, those are superstars. So when you're not a superstar and you're a high-end star and you're that close, there are moments where you look like a superstar, you do things that look like superstar level, but then it really gets exposed when you face one. Because in the finals, they face Steph Curry, who's a superstar. If with his Jason Tatum's not that guy, I do believe he is not that guy in terms of being a superstar, which is a big reason why he hasn't won a championship. But like I'm not gonna put like there's criticism because there's championship expectations, but I'm realistic. I understand in a playoff series when you face 4 out of 7 times, you've got to win 4 out of 7 times, the best player wins. And in those, I know when he faced the Heat, that was kind of like, yeah, Jimmy Butler in the postseason is like a different dog. I don't know. He's like
this is Michael Jordan. This is Michael Jordan.
So he becomes the best player because he just elevates to a crazy degree. But most of the time, he's not the best. Like when he loses, he's not the best player in that playoff series, in my opinion, because he's not better than Steph Curry, right? So I'm not gonna condemn Jason Tatum. Like I'm gonna condemn him. Yes, you need to win it. You haven't won a championship, and yes, that's the criticism. You're the best player on that team, but I don't expect him to be winning anything unless his team is like, unless everything's favored in his direction, and it hasn't been. So
I didn't even trust him to beat the Pistons, and they almost lost to the Pistons. Like Jason Tatum, I like Jason Tatum. He cool, but I never thought he was a superstar. Like you said, he's a high end star. He up there for real, but he just never. I never saw him as a superstar. And then like the guy in the video, he was talking about, oh, why hasn't Jason Tatum won a championship and everything? But like, yeah, he got those expectations, but like we gotta relax a little bit. He's only 25. Like LeBron, he ain't even had a championship at 25. Like
he didn't.
He's still got time to cook. Like I don't think he's in his prime yet. I think he's probably finna hit his prime like within like the next 2 years type stuff. But I don't Jason, he's not that guy. Not yet, at least. He is the best player on that team, but he's still not that guy,
Yeah. I think overall it's like an argue. It's one of those things where I feel like he's arguing with himself. Because I don't really think there's anybody out there that's saying Jason Tatum is that guy or they're hyping him up too much. Because if they was really hyping him up too fucking much, I think you would see him a lot more, established in the MVP conversations. You never see that nigga there. Like, of course, niggas talk about the top 5, top 5 in voting, but the niggas that are 4 and 5, you're not really expecting.
They don't really count for it.
They don't fucking count. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. That's like, you know what I mean? That's like saying New York Knicks have a chance to win the championship. I mean, they do.
but they
Nobody's picking
don't.
them niggas. So sometimes I feel like he's arguing with himself, and I didn't like the arguments that he picked about, you because you're comparing athletes of today and their caliber of today, but not their age. You know what I mean? Like you're not comparing LeBron as a 25-year-old to Jason Tatum as a 25-year-old because saying LeBron would have done it. I mean, LeBron, I feel like it's kind of hard to even put him in certain categories because he's fucking LeBron. If LeBron happened to be on the team, yeah, he might have actually done it because he was, picking up crazy things. So I'll give LeBron that. Kawhi was with generational talent, literally
Yeah.
generational talent. Yes, he won Finals MVP, but he was surrounded by generational talent. Kevin Durant from 2008 to 2016 was the best player on his team and could not get it done. He had
Yeah.
lots of talent and ultimately went to Golden State to go get his ring. You know what I mean? Like
That broke my heart when that happened, bro. Like you don't even.
yeah, like that like
I bet. Yeah.
to put Kevin Durant there talking about Kevin Durant could get it done. Kevin Durant had plenty of chances to get it done with the team that he had. People keep forgetting that they were favored in a lot of these matchups to go, you know what I mean? So like
They should
you know what I mean? At
They
25,
should have beat the Heat.
they should have beat the Heat. They was favored to beat the Heat. They was
They were
favored,
going to beat the Heat until that no call in Game 2. I remember. I'll never forget that.
and they were favored, and they were up 3-1 against the Golden State
They
Warriors.
should have beat the Warriors. Yes, they should have beat the Warriors and
beat the
stopped
Warriors.
all this from happening.
And that nigga was what 26 at the time. So to sit here and say that he would be on that Boston Celtics roster and he would take care of business, but Jason Tatum is just not that guy. I just think it's a flawed argument to use some of these superstars that you used. I still think that he has the opportunity to be a superstar at some point because the nigga only 25, and that's and he's a bigger conversation of what my hot take is actually going to be today. But I'm gonna just keep my hot take under wraps until we get there. But nah, he's not that guy. But who the fuck said he was that guy?
Exactly. Boston fans, but nobody.
Even Boston fans don't even go too crazy. Like they try their best not to